success of Nigeria will be a function of the three tiers of government: the federal, state, and local. We're counting down to the Ekiti governorship election, and INEC has set the date for the conduct of the polls as June the 18th, 2022. That's exactly 5 months and 22 days from now. Well, so let's tell you this. Prominent figures from Ekiti South Senatorial District are agitating that the governorship seat should come to their zone. So tonight we're taking a look at the merits, perhaps to the demerits of their demands. And to do that with us is Professor Philip Adetiloye, who's a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, is a professor at Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, and convener Ekiti Concerned Citizens. Prof, it's good to have you on the program. And incidentally, Mr. Gabam, just in the conversation we're having, spoke about ethnicity should be our strength and not our weakness. So for you, what determines a leader, really? Competence or ethnic affiliations?
Well, let me start by saying greetings of the season to our listeners. Your question is very pertinent because there's been a lot of debate on whether it's competence or ethnic affiliation, but I think what is really important and what we need a lot in the state in Nigeria is competence, not necessarily ethnic affiliation. But ethnic affiliation also can come into play in situations where we are talking about balancing of powers, justice, fairness, and equity. But in addressing that ethnic affiliation, in order to create peace and harmony within a diverse group of people, we must not sacrifice competence. And competence is very important, and it's lack of competence that is creating all the myriads of problems we are having in our society today. We need leaders that are competent. We need leaders that can make good decisions. We need leaders that can prioritize the direction that the state or the country is moving to appropriately. So I think competence is important, but we must not also relegate ethnic affiliation in a diverse society to the background.
So if competence is the major thing to consider when choosing leaders, what then would you say are the merits of your zone, Ekiti South, saying that, well, the governorship seat must come to your zone?
Oh, thank you very much. When we are talking about competence, Ekiti State has 3 senatorial districts. We have the North, we have the Central, we have the South senatorial districts. And the North has 5 local governments. The Central has 5 local governments. Ekiti South has 6 local governments. And so in terms of numerical strength, Ekiti South is more than the North and the Central. And up to now, 22 years after the dispensation of democratic governance, Ekiti South has not produced an elected governor for the state, notwithstanding the fact that we have 6 local governments, while the others have 5 local governments each. And in terms of strength, there's no disputing the fact that Ekiti South is highly endowed with highly competent people, seasoned politicians, technocrats, highly educated people, lawyers, engineers, doctors, professors. We have all these in Ekiti State. And so it's very insulting and surprising that somebody will say a section of Ekiti State has no competence to rule or to produce the governor of the state. So in terms of competence, Ekiti South has what it takes to produce a governor for the state. And let me also say this, a highly prominent Nigerian, Ariafe Babalola, did say that Ekiti State has nothing to celebrate 25 years after the creation of that state. And that is highly implicating. And now, if you are people that have come from the North and have come from the Central, have ruled the state for 22 years, beg your pardon, and the state has not made progress, and you are saying that you have the competent people. I mean, ordinarily you should realize that you have not moved the state forward, and you should give other people, the opportunity to move the state forward. So we are not even just talking about sentiments of senatorial affiliation and so on and so forth, but we need to move Ekiti State forward. Ekiti State has been more or less very static. And for us to move the state forward, let's try other hands. And this is where I think we should now be looking forward to Ekiti South. Not only that, the voters, the Elders Council, the Elders Forum in North, South, and Central, they are saying that the next governor must come from Ekiti South. So why all the manipulations that are going on right now?
Okay.
In
Prof,
what I would call absence of democracy, but pure aristocracy.
So a couple of issues to raise with you, but on this point you made about manipulations, what do you mean by that, manipulations?
Yeah, that's the really serious problem we are having right now in Ekiti State. The political process is being highly manipulated, and this is creating a playground that is not level. And this manipulation has been going on for months, and some of us have been complaining about these manipulations. And that is why the democratic process is being jeopardized, and what we are having now is authoritarianism and aristocracy in Ekiti State. Let me tell you, we had Congress recently, and you won't believe it, that those whose name came up in the ESCOs were written by just a few cronies of the governor. I mean, 4 people writing the names of the ESCOs for each ward in each of the 16 local governments. And the names submitted by party leaders in the local governments were rejected. And the state machinery came and coerced people that they should accept the list written by the cronies of Mr. Governor. I mean, this is not people saying it. And a lot of people kept quiet. Some of us complained that this should not be so. And then they went behind to talk to people to accept. That is one manipulation, that when the cronies of government actually went and wrote the name of the delegates, you have biased the primary election. Whoever the governor picks will automatically win the primary election. So that is not a level playing ground.
Well, I know that your
not
party...
Not only that, what
you
we
can make
now
that
having
point.
Is a situation where, because the delegate election process has been biased by those who call themselves the Fayemi Toko Toko or the Fayemi cronies, what we now have is a situation that the governor and his cronies went and picked a candidate, the anointed candidate of the governor, even though he has denied this several times. But all the events that has happened suggest that what Mr. Governor is saying is different from what he's doing.
Okay.
And so
Prof,
having brought a candidate from the north and also creating a playing ground that is not level, simply because they had manipulated the Congress.
Okay,
so
Prof, we're winding down now.
We automatically win the primary election.
Okay, we're winding down now in about a minute,
and
Prof.
that is a big problem we are having now.
Okay, so let me just ask you as we wind down, Prof.
It's ethnic
just a minute.
That would determine...
Prof, I'm just trying to put this in as we wind down in about a minute. Just a minute. So your party, I know, put up a mechanism to try to resolve some of these issues. Have you approached, have you petitioned? What response did you get from the party leadership regarding what you said played out during that Congress? Well,
we petitioned, we went there. In my local government, we were invited to the governor's office. They talked with us. And when, after the meeting, they advised that we should go and resolve it. At the end of the day, they now told the people that they should allow the delegates that have been nominated by the Fayemi Toko Toko to subsist. And so if you have this kind of scenario, what will happen when you use these people as delegates in the coming, election, if you use indirect primaries.
Well,
and so automatically, the governor claims to have the structure of the state, and even though it's denied that he's supporting a candidate, all the vehicles that are being used, all the political appointees, all of the governor, they are supporting this particular candidate. They take official vehicles to move
Prof, you have
from one local government to the other, campaigning for him.
Well, Prof, you have certainly made
Mr.
your
Governor
case.
Has not created a level playing ground in Ekiti State for the next coming primary and governorship elections.
Well, you have certainly made your case, Prof. I would like to thank you so much. I believe that your party and the organs are listening. I mean, we're counting down to that convention. But we'd like to thank you once again, Professor Philip Adetiloye, chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, also professor at Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, and convener, Ekiti Concerned Citizens. Thank you so much for your time on the program tonight.
Thank you.